Have you ever just stopped and noticed that gap? The space between the incredible life you can picture in your head and what you actually do day to day.
Yeah, it's that quiet little space between who you know you can be and who you are right in this moment. And sometimes it can feel a little bit lonely in there, can it?
So let's just sit with that for a second. We're not going to try to fix it right away. We're just going to try and understand it.
You know the feeling. You have these amazing ideas, these goals that make you feel so alive when you think about them. But then, when it's time to actually do something, that feeling just kind of fades, and you hear yourself whisper that old line, "I'll start tomorrow."
Well, what you're feeling is a real thing and even has a name. And just knowing that, just being able to put a name to this loop, that's actually the very first step to breaking out of it.
And I really, really need you to hear this next part. That feeling of wanting so much but feeling so stuck, that is a deeply human experience. You are so not alone in this.
Okay, so let's talk about why this happens. Because I promise you, it's not because you're lazy or broken or that you just don't have enough willpower. It's much simpler than that.
This is so important. Procrastination is not who you are. It is not some permanent part of your personality. It's just a pattern, a habit that your brain learned. And the beautiful thing about habits is they can be unlearned.
So here's what's happening. It's like there's this quiet little tug of war going on inside your head. You've got one part of you, your ambitious brain, that's dreaming up these beautiful long-term goals. But then there's this other part, your survival brain, and all it wants is to keep you safe and comfortable. So it pulls you right back to whatever's easy.
See, your brain is basically running on this really old, really simple software. It has two main jobs: avoid anything that feels like a threat or pain, and seek out anything that feels like easy pleasure. And that big, scary, important goal, to your survival brain, that feels like pain.
But here's the good news. We don't have to fight our brain. We can actually work with this programming. We can gently outsmart it. And here's how we're going to do it.
It boils down to three really simple ideas. First, we're going to make our goals so small they're not scary anymore. Then we'll make doing the right thing the easiest possible choice. And finally, we'll use a tiny little rule to get past the hardest part of all, just beginning.
Okay, step one. We have to tackle the size. The reason our brain pulls the emergency brake is because the goal just looks way too big. So our job is to shrink it, to make it so small that it's almost silly.
Right, so your goal isn't to write a whole book. It's to write one sentence. The goal isn't to get in shape, it's just to put on your running shoes. See? It's so small, it just slips right past that fear part of your brain.
All right, so once the task is nice and small, the next step is to make it as easy as possible to do. This is where we stop trying to muscle through with willpower and we start building gentle automatic systems.
I love this way of thinking about it. Willpower. It's like a battery on your phone. You start the day with a full charge, but it just drains away. A routine, though. A routine is like a train on a track. It doesn't need a battery. It just goes. And building these routines can be so simple. You just design your space so the good choice is the easy choice. The shoes are right there by the door. You make your list while the coffee's brewing anyway. You're not forcing anything, you're just making it effortless.
And that brings us to the last piece of the puzzle. This one is my favorite. It's a tiny little hack designed to get you past the single hardest moment of any task, the very beginning.
The whole entire thing comes down to this number.
2 minutes. Yep, that's it. Whatever it is you want to do, just promise yourself you'll do it for 2 minutes. Not an hour, not 20 minutes, just 2. Because anybody can do something for 2 minutes.
And that's the real secret here. The point isn't to finish. The point is just to start, to create that tiny little bit of momentum. Because once something is moving, even just a little, it's so much easier to keep it moving.
So, that's the plan. Make it small, make it easy, and just start for 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about how that one tiny spark can become a real fire.
And as you try this, please be kind to yourself. You're going to miss a day. It's going to happen. And when it does, it's not a failure. It's just feedback. It's just part of being human. The only thing that matters is that you gently begin again.
Just picture your big dream as a tiny little spark. Every time you write that one sentence or do that one push-up, you're just gently tossing a small piece of kindling onto that spark. It won't look like much at first, but if you keep doing it day by day, you'll build something really, really beautiful.
So that brings us to the only question that really matters. Right now, don't think about the whole fire. Don't even think about tomorrow. Just think about that very first piece of kindling. What is the one tiny 2-minute action you're going to take today?